There we go. How's that, Seth? Thank you, Seth, for letting us know there is no audio. Whoops. All right. So I'm going to start off at the beginning. Hi, guys. I'm so happy that you're here in the live stream. And hi, Hunter. Hi, Seth. How are you guys doing? I miss you guys so much. All right. So the very first thing that I have up there for you on the Google Classroom that you guys can see is it's going to be due Wednesday. So like Wednesday, first thing in the morning. It does say Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. So, you know, basically I'd like to get together at some point, maybe do another live stream, maybe something else, and chat with you guys about this question that I have on there for you. So the question I have for you is, what is your favorite design that you have made so far? Okay. If you don't have necessarily a favorite, what's the one that you're most proud of? And I just want you to kind of tell me why. So on Google Classroom, you guys can see the time right there at about 9:40 today. When we're about done with this live stream, you're going to be able to see this question pop up and be able to answer it. So take some time, think about what is the design you've made so far this year that you are most excited about. If you are a second year or a third year student, what is the design from all of those years that you're most proud of, that you like the most? Okay, cool. All right, so let's get into the different classes. As you guys know, I've been posting YouTube videos for you. A lot of students before we left for break said that that is something they would like to see. So if you hate that, sorry, you don't have to watch them. And if you like that, I hope you enjoy them. So yesterday we had a last time in the design studio video. It was just me packing up the stuff that I was going to take home so that I could do this stuff with you guys. So I am working on the school computer, and I've got the dual monitor over here on the side, so I can see all of your responses when you guys email me. Any questions that you have to ask me during this process, please feel free to email them to the school email. That way I can see them pop up and answer them. Let's see. So you have last time in the classroom, none of the YouTube videos are required. We also have this week's artwork. I was thinking hopefully just, here in Corona lockdown, I could get back to my artwork. I hope you guys have been able to get back to some things that you've been doing that you haven't done in a really long time. My husband has been playing Zelda Call of the Wild and found every single stinking shrine. He even did the expansion pack. He went through that whole thing, and now he's doing Link's Awakening. So it's probably just a matter of time till we have to get another game for him. But I hope you guys are finding something that you really enjoy that maybe you haven't been doing for a long time. For me, it was my artwork. So that was kind of cool. All right, the next one I have is the studio tour. Basically, the studio tour is just the space that I'm in right now. This is my art studio. You guys might not have known, but I do actually have an art studio. It's the entire second floor of my house. When I was in school, when I was in college, that's what I did. I was an artist. And before I came and taught graphic design for you guys, I taught art and AP studio art at our school. So yeah, that's where my roots are. So you guys can see this area that I'm in right now if you're interested. If not, you don't need to watch it. The next thing up is the teacher survey. I gave this to you guys way before we left for break. If you haven't done it yet, I don't even know if it still has access or not, but if it does, go ahead and do that because our school would like that data. Okay, now what we're going to be doing is we have different assignments, and this particular assignment is for graphic design 3. So if you are a graphic design 1 or 2 student, hold on just a minute. It'd be kind of cool. You can see some of the stuff that graphics 3 is doing. And I'm just going to go over. We're going to go 3, 2, and then 1. okay? So when I am done talking about 3, if there's nothing you need to ask me and you're a third year, there's nothing more you need to know, you're good, you can go ahead and log out. If you'd like to keep watching, that would be awesome too. And then you can see what the other classes are up to. Maybe it'll give you an idea. Maybe if you're bored and you want something extra to do, you could do that. All right, so this is for all my third years. You're all seniors. One of the things is we are going to be submitting for an actual scholarship kind of competition event. So this is about marketing for the FAFSA, trying to get people to sign up for the FAFSA. If you guys don't know what FAFSA is it's federal and grant funding for you guys to go to college. It is the student loan whole thing. There's a lot of paperwork that you have to fill out in order to apply for a student loan. They want to know lots of stuff like your social security number, your mother's maiden name, things like that. And it is kind of a very in-depth document and piece of writing to fill out. So a lot of people don't want to do it. But one of the coolest things about a FAFSA is you don't actually have to take on any student loan debt, because there's also grants that can be awarded to you based on a ton of different things, based on your grades, based on your race, based on if you're the first one in your home to go to a college or university. When I was getting ready to go for school, I did FAFSAs all the time, every single year, every single time you could enter one in. And I always accepted the grants because grants are money that you don't have to pay back. So that's kind of cool. All right, so long story short, for this project, this is the design project that I really hope pays off for you guys. You can win a scholarship for your design in this. This project, we're gonna have a check-in April 6th. As you guys see, I have 3 people that have turned it in. Good job. I also have another third year class, which is not shown here right now. So there might be more, I hope so. Okay, so for the turn-in, you were supposed to submit it into this Google Classroom by Sunday, so it was last night. If you didn't, if you still don't have it done, totally cool. Feel free to turn it in when you can. The first step that you were going to do is brainstorm and research. So I want you to read the attached document, which I'll open up in a minute, and I want you to think. I want you to plan. I want you to research. I did talk a tiny bit about what the FAFSA is. So go in, check it out, see the different maybe questions it asks you, see what other people say about it, look on YouTube, brainstorm and research, okay? The second step is sketching out 5 thumbnails of any or all of the various pieces of this project. There are 4 pieces to this project. The next thing that you're going to do after you create your 5 thumbnail sketches is you're going to make a rough. Okay, if you guys remember from Graphic Design 2 and what we also went over this year at the beginning of the year with the shampoo project, a rough is you pick one of those thumbnails out and you're going to make it a bit bigger, so it's not going to be your little note card size anymore. It's going to be a bigger size. If they give you specific dimensions, like one of the design pieces is a sticker, okay? I believe on the document, correct me if I'm wrong, we'll find out in a sec. I believe on the document, it says like a 3-inch by 3-inch sticker. I might be making that up. Then you would make your rough 3 inches by 3 inches. Now, whether you decide to make it a heart or a circle or straight up square, totally up to you. But a rough needs to be to size, okay? So hopefully you have a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, just give it your best guess, okay? Another thing that a rough requires is it to be in color. So if you have colored pencils at home, if you have markers, heck, if you have your little sister's crayons, go ahead and use that. It should have a splash of color in there, okay? So roughs are 2 scale drawings. I'd like to see 5 thumbnail sketches and 1 rough, okay? And again, it can be of any of the things in that document. So in the document, Your Arizona Commission for Post-Secondary Education. What this word means, post-secondary, is after high school, after secondary school, okay? College and Career Goal, Arizona, it is the College Goal FAFSA, and it is the 2020 scholarship guidelines. The scholarship award is $500. It's not that amazing, but I think if you guys are planning on going to college or university or trade school anyways, it definitely helps. It's worth it. So the Arizona Commission for Post-Secondary is looking to refresh the College and Career Goal Arizona materials. So these are their promotional materials. Students will create a cohesive suite, ooh, fancy word, cohesive suite of materials designed to engage and inform their peers. So they want these to be cool and eye-catching, but also informative, okay? Engage peers about upcoming FAFSA completion and college application workshops. There are many places students can go to actually learn how to fill out the FAFSA. It is kind of time consuming and it's a little scary to do a FAFSA. I know when I was doing it, I needed my hand held. I needed some help. And when I finished it, I was like, oh, that was no big deal. That's it. So, you know, a lot of people like that extra help. One winner will be announced on May 15, 2020. Eligibility. You must be an Arizona high school senior. So if you guys are in graphic design 2 and you are a senior, you 100% can do this as well, okay? In fact, it would be amazing if you would also like to do it. If you are in graphic design 1 and you are a senior, hi Jesus, you also, and Betty, you guys can totally also do this as well, okay? So, however, if you're not a senior yet, you can totally do it if you're interested in it, but they won't be offering out a scholarship for you. I know. All right, students must be a U.S. citizen. Oh, I guess Betty can't do it. Or an eligible non-citizen. That might be Betty. All right. So as per the FAFSA definition, so if you're interested in that, you really want to do it, you're not exactly a U.S. citizen, go check it out, see what it says. All right. Requirements. Application must create a suite of marketing materials. So they basically want to see that really nice like mock-up stage, but maybe a little bit more than just a basic mock-up. All right, so instead of having like flat two-dimensional objects, put some nice detail in there, but have all of the different elements lined up on one document. So you have a suite. All right, this is going to be for next school year. So it'll be for 2020 to 2021 academic year. A sample of previous year's materials can be found at this website. So that's pretty cool. You go on there, and you can see some of the old materials that they have selected in the past. Just looking on this, they are bright, they are engaging. I don't know about you, but the first one I want to check out is this one. And I think this sticker is really cool. And those are like my first two initial reactions. Everything else, to be totally honest with you, I feel is kind of boring and I'm not really that interested in looking at it. It might be because these have my 3 favorite colors in it. I don't know. But there is a cool thing for you guys to check out. Okay, and again, to do that, I went to this link in the document. The suite of marketing materials should include a lot of my third years, you guys got confused by this, which is totally understandable. So let's go over it. All right, college bound. That is the title. When they have things in quotes like that, that's a title that they want you to make sure you have within the design. It's going to be a sticker design, and I totally lied. It is 2 inches in diameter across. So what that probably means is if you want to make a heart, if you want to make a rectangle, a triangle, whatever on earth, organic, not organic shape you want to make, The largest dimension can be 2 inches. All right. The next thing they would like to see is 2 college goal FAFSA flyers. They want 1 in English and 1 in Espanol. If you have no idea how to translate it into Spanish, honestly, I would kind of hack it up a little bit. I would kind of attempt. I would Google Translate, pop it in. It probably won't make very much grammatical sense, but if they like yours a lot, they're going to go through and make it, you know, so it words out correctly. If you have a friend that speaks Spanish, they might have a better idea to help you out. You can Skype with them or call them or email them, whatever things might help. If you are a native Spanish speaker, go for it. Why not? All right, the size required on this is a A4 document size, so a regular size piece of paper, 8.5 by 11. All right, so that's 2, 1 English, 1 Spanish, just like we did with the US Census for those of you third years who are in that. Next, college goal FAFSA poster. So an 11 by 17 poster size. This one, it does not require English and Spanish. You'd probably get brownie points if you did the 2. Okay, you missed school. Thank you. Yeah, I really miss having you guys so much. Before I turned on the volume, I was saying how much I miss you guys. I really do. It really sucks not being surrounded by you guys. All right, so next up. The next thing is your new college application campaign poster. So a second poster. One design for this poster with the college goal. The other one, college application campaign. All right. It does not say any specific words have to be in there. I'm assuming these words, maybe not. Use your best judgment. And that's going to be an 11 by 17. If you guys do have the Adobe software, pop all of that into one document, make all of your different artboards those sizes, and go to town, okay? Fun thing for everybody watching, we are working on getting you guys the Adobe Creative Suite, which I'm really excited about. I had our tech guy working on it last week. We should be about ready to start sending it off to you guys. Hopefully you'll know by Wednesday. Okay, so next up is all materials must include the following, okay? Number 1, you can do this project just to do the project. Number 2, you can do the project in order to really submit this stuff and hopefully get your scholarship. But if you do want to do it in order to get your scholarship, it better have these things. All right, all materials must include the following. A G2GA hashtag. Hi. Hey, dude. This is Leo. You gonna join my live stream? Yeah. All right, cool. So it must have hashtag C2GA and a social media handle of @collegegoalaz. All right. Social media icons for Facebook and Twitter. You guys can totally find those online, and just you could, if you want to, like, expand them, image trace them, expand them, and recolor them. Totally cool. All right. So don't feel weird about using logos that already exist somewhere else. It's okay for this one. All right. You need an ACPE seal, and Arizona Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators logo. Okay. It does not look like they provide the logo here, so I'm pretty sure if you just Google search it, you'll find it. Make sure that you grab one that actually has a pretty decent, what am I trying to say? You know, a decent DPI, something that isn't all pixely and gross, something that has some good stuff on it. Okay. Bye. Bye. Next, logos. For first, you have to FAFSA. And primero FAFSA, on FAFSA flyers and posters. Colors can change to fit your design, but the font and hand shape need to stay the same. So again, there are other logos that they have available. Bet you anything, you can find them on this link. You probably don't even need to Google search. All right, let's see, voting and selection. Contest submission deadline is going to be April 27th, so around the end of this month at 8 p.m. All right, that is how they would like it. Peer voting period is going to be May 4th to May 13th. Online voting, I assume you guys could probably even vote for ones and see other ones that you like. The winner is going to be announced on May 15th. Guidelines can be found right here. Okay. All required documents, guidelines, rules, information, and such. Go ahead and look through those. Ooh, I don't want that. Okay. Also, a PDF version of completed materials must be emailed to that email address. Okay. PDF. We know how to do that. We do it all the time. Make sure to put the name, like contest submission, maybe your name, contest submission, .pdf, so that they know who it belongs to and they know. Stop, I'm live streaming. I'm busy.
Can I come?
Can you come? You want to be a graphic design student?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. The commission reserves the right to have the selected winner modify their content or production value. All right, so they might want you to make changes. They might want something worded a different way. They might want a slightly different color on something. It happens. Selected winner will submit all final versions of print-ready artwork with bleed, cuts, and a format to be specified by the printer. So what that means is if you are selected to be the person with the design, then we'll need to be talking about like print areas and bleed marks and things like that. Some things you third years already have experience with, but you might have forgotten. Okay, so third years, that is you. You are creating sticker, a flyer with English and Spanish, and 2 separate posters. All right, you're creating, stop it. You're creating sketches and then roughs, okay? Your check-in was today. So take a moment, see where you are with that, see if you were on track and doing pretty good, or if you were so off base it was ridiculous. This is your check-in today to check it in, see how it's going. Feel free to turn it in to me if you'd like some of you already have. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna give you some notes, and then we can go in and hit it and make them even better. Turn in is again going to be Sunday night at 11:59. Okay. All right, third years, that is all I have for you. You are more than welcome to stick around and check out what we have for the second and first years. But that's it for you. I hope you guys, I hope this helped, and I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're all happy. I miss you guys a lot. And I'm very sad I don't get to see you guys again soon, but maybe we'll do a little meetup. All right, so that was third year. We're going to go into our second years.
Also, make sure to like and subscribe this video.
It's not YouTube, dude. Thank you. Okay, second years. Again, I would also like you guys to answer the question. What is your favorite self-created design this school year? If you don't have a favorite, which one are you most proud of? And you guys, your second years, if you have something last year maybe that was your favorite, this year maybe that was your favorite, whatever you'd like, let me know. This question is going to be posted at 9:40 today, so in about 13 more minutes. And you guys, all I want to know is that question. This is going to be due Wednesday, well, actually Tuesday at like 11:59. I just really want to know, like, what's your favorite and why was it your favorite? Okay, so scrolling down, again, we got YouTube channels. So embarrassing, honestly, for me to make YouTube videos of myself. It's such a weird process talking to yourself like I am now. But there's other people watching, so that's really cool. I miss you guys. Anyways, I have a video last time that I was in the classroom. If you don't want to watch these, you do not need to watch them. Don't worry about it. I also have this week's artwork. Like I was saying earlier, you guys might not have logged in yet. You might have. Leo, mommy's working. Can you be quiet? Thanks. Anyways, like I was saying, I don't know about you guys, but being locked in like this, you have to find something that interests you, something that you're excited about doing. For me, it's artwork. I went to college. I have a fine arts degree. I am a painter by trade, and I haven't done it in a good 6 years, maybe. So it was really cool to go back. It was really cool to paint and do stuff again. Hey, Leo, do you want to give me that pair of jeans on the table? I'll show you what I was working on just last night, just yesterday. But anyways, this is this week's artworks. It was the week before, and hopefully I'll post another one. Whoops. Whoops. Here. Thanks. All right, so these are my son's jeans. I know that's kind of weird, but I had talked about in this video how I wanted to paint my mom's jean jacket. So in order to paint, I wanted to practice painting on jeans, and my son loves Iron Man, as all of us do because we're Marvel fans, right? So I made, this is the back pocket. I made an Iron Man there, and I am in the process right now of making Iron Man on the leg. So show you guys how that comes out in that video. Thank you.
Also hit the bell button and click all to get notification of any video that's getting posted.
He watches too much YouTube. This isn't YouTube again, baby. But who knows? You know what? I'll post it on YouTube. Why not? And make it worth his little promotion there. Oh, if only that were tea. Okay. Logan talks to himself while making YouTube videos. All right, cool. Very good. I'm glad to know that that's just a thing. Oh, it would be easy for you? That's cool. Nice. All right.
Also make it so the subscribe button is gray.
Ivan Leo, I love you. Go away. Oh, Lola. That is so unprofessional. Not classy, Lola. My dog just came up and farted.
Bye, Mommy. I want to go downstairs.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
This is turning into a mess. All right. Next up, studio tour. If you guys want to see a video of where I am, studio tour. Also, I do not know if you guys still have access to this or not. If you haven't done this and there is access to it, it is the teacher survey. Even though school's not going on, we do still need this data. So I'd appreciate it if you guys want to fill it out and you haven't yet. All right, so let's get to the point for the second years. Hi, second years. I miss you guys so much. And if you're second years and you're not a senior, you better be registered for next year for third year. Okay, promise. You guys are going to get to be in class with those amazing first years. They're awesome humans. You're going to love them. I know you're going to miss your third years, and I know you're going to miss your seniors a lot, but they're great people, and you guys are going to have a great time. All right, so this is the ACA exam practice. ACA is actually still allowing people to take their ACA tests for certifications, even though we're all on Corona lockdown. So that's kind of cool. I do already have all the paperwork submitted for you guys to take your test. So I'm just trying to get final approval from my boss so that we can actually get your certifications. All right. So in the meantime, we are going to be studying. It is not the most exciting thing we've ever done, that's for sure. But having a certification for 3 solid years is pretty cool, especially when you guys go and apply for jobs. It makes you so much more marketable. Whether you want to apply for a graphic design job or not, if you want to apply for something else, showing the fact that you've been earning a certification that speaks volumes. It shows dedication, it shows you're intelligent and smart, and it shows you have a whole bunch of different adaptable skills that could be really useful. Okay, so what you guys are gonna be doing is you're just gonna take some time. You're gonna go to this Quizlet. Quizlet has 118 questions, all right? These are all questions that at some point in time have been on the ACA test. So go through, practice them, study them, read through the questions, and then when you guys feel ready, you can also do write-in questions. They're not going to ask you for any write-ins on the ACA test. Everything is multiple choice. Or their actual, I just saw Logan's response. Or they are actual, like, do this, do that inside Adobe Illustrator, and they actually watch your scene. So that would be pretty cool. Yes, Betty, you are on my list to do the ACA. So you know what? I think I will send you a link to this. If you want to also write it down, the link is over here on top. Please feel free. Let's go through, let's study that. I already talked to my boss about you. My boss is super interested in you taking the test. So yeah, let's study this. All right, so for example, when RG and B all have 255 value, what color is it? Oh, you might have already seen the answer. I don't know. What do you think it is? The heck kind of question is that? It's white. So when the volume's all the way up, it's white. All right. Another one, let's see. Ooh, here we go. True or false? Strokes and effects automatically scale with other transformations. First years, you better know the answer to this question. Strokes and effects. So if you put a stroke onto something, if you put a drop shadow onto something, does it automatically scale if you shrink or if you expand your transformation? Some of you had some very interesting things happen when this happened, so it's false. Because you guys know from the pin design, for example, you make that design, you put a stroke around it, and then you shrink it, and that stroke stayed exactly the same size, and it was a hot mess, okay? So these are just really cool questions that can help you guys out. These have been on the ACA exam in the past. They will more than likely be on it in the future. You might not get all of them. The first part of the ACA are answering all different types of questions like this. The second part of the ACA is a demonstration. And as soon as we can get that Adobe Illustrator software out to you guys, hopefully we'll be able to start popping out those documents to you to have you guys actually practice old test stuff from before. All right, what is the maximum number of artboards allowed in Illustrator? Oh, I bet you guys didn't know that one. Do I know that one? I think it's 100. Let's see. Yay. All right, all you have to do, sign up to continue studying. They don't take any money from you or anything. You guys can also write, you can spell it, and you can take the test, all right? So the test, obviously, you have to sign up. I'm not going to do that right now, but you take the test, and you're just going to take a screenshot of the best test you got. You can, totally up to you, you can either, what am I talking about? Oh, right, the test. You guys can take it as many times as you want. You know, maybe you want to get 100 and send me the screenshot of that 100, even if it took you 100 attempts, all right? If you take it a whole bunch of times and you got an 80 and you're like, you know what, I'm good with that, send me a screenshot of the 80. If you have a Mac, how to take a screenshot is you're gonna do Command, Shift, and the number 4, and then click and drag your selection, all right? If you have a Windows computer, I believe you have a function key, like on the bottom left of your keyboard, and somewhere around the top right of your keyboard, you have a print screen button. It might be either function or shift, but you just hit function, print screen, or shift print screen, and then you just paste that because it saves it as like a picture that it's just held on to your mouse, and then you paste it in another document and you can send that through. All right, but that's how you do that one. Let's see. You guys are going to have another part I need to find out from Mr. Chamberlain, who's our tech guru. I'm finding out from him tomorrow morning if we have Adobe Illustrator ready for you so that we can start talking about how to download it and start giving you some of those actual ACA Illustrator pieces, or if we need to wait a smidgen longer. Either way, we're going to go over stuff for the ACA. Ooh. All right, Logan says, in Windows, screenshots are the Windows button and print screen. Okay, Windows button, also hit print screen at the same time, and then paste it into the document. Thank you, Logan. All right, let's go back. So, study, practice, write down unfamiliar questions, things that you have never heard before. More than likely, when you go through and take the test again, there you go. Keep in mind too, there is going to be nothing on the ACA that keeps you from using notes, you know? And those of you who are first years, you know, if there's something you're not aware of, you haven't seen before, write it down in your journal. I know your journals are locked up at the school, but maybe you have another notebook you can temporarily use. All right, practice again. When you're ready, take a screenshot. We will see second years and also third years if any of you are still here. We'll see if we get you Illustrator this week. I am hoping. I hope so. I've asked for it about 2 weeks ago, so we should be ready. Okay. Second years, that is all I have for you guys for now. I'll be posting the next thing on Wednesday, whether it's more study questions, whether it's a fun activity, whether it's something to help you practice, or whether it's getting Illustrator. Okay, so that's all I have for second years today. Feel free to stick around if you would like to, and if not, we are going to move on to the first years. Okay, first years, hello. If any of you guys are jealous from second and third, I'm sorry. They have a pretty picture on their thing, you know. Just look up answers on Google. It's legit, I promise. For the ACA, fun fact, they actually block out your screen. So they have software that you have to download in order to take the ACA exam. And what that does is it actually takes over your computer, so you can't go on to Google or another website. Granted, there's absolutely nothing keeping you from like having a laptop on the side, but the dog heard something, she's growling. But there's nothing keeping you from doing that, and I don't know you're doing it. So, all right, first years. Again, those of you who have been in the stream since the beginning, thanks for sticking it in there with me. Again, I'm gonna go over this just for anyone who's joined a little later. Favorite design, all right? This is due Tuesday night at 11:59. All I wanna know is what is your absolute favorite design that you guys have made this year? If you don't have a favorite design, what was the one you're most proud of? Okay? Just answer me that question and give me a why so I know why it's your favorite. Ooh, and 3 of you have already turned that in. Thank you. I don't even know how you guys have turned that in already. Oh, it's 9:41. Aren't you prompt? Very cool. All right. So again, we have YouTube videos. Please don't watch them if you don't want to. You don't have to. It's just if you miss me like I miss you, I put them up there so that, you know, we could, in a way, chat and talk to each other. So this is the last time I was in the classroom, basically just packing up the stuff in order to do this with you guys. This week's artworks are things that I made, now it's about a week and a half ago. So I'll be making another one of those. If you guys were here when I was talking to the second years, I showed you a pair of jeans I made for Leo. If you guys were here with the third years, you met Leo. And next up is the studio tour. So the entire top part of my house, the whole second story, is just my art studio, and that's where we are now. And I just gave you a tour. I didn't go through like every single drawer and stuff and show you what's in it, but just giving you an idea as to the space that I'm in right now. And finally, here is our project, okay? Visual storytelling is what we are focusing on with this project that we're working on. This whole next unit is all about visual storytelling. How do we tell a story? How do we promote an idea to our audience without the use of words? Okay, so hi, my peoples. I miss you very much. This is still super true. I hope you're itching for something creative to do. Okay, so for this project, you were to read a short story, a myth, a Grimm Brothers fairy tale, any kind of writing whatsoever, as long as it's short, okay? I don't want you to have to read a graphic, like an epic novel. If you really wanted to, I think that's awesome. Honestly, what else do we got going on right now, right? I've been reading Game of Thrones. I'm a huge nerd, and you guys know I love Game of Thrones, so I've been going from the first book on. So what I would like you guys to do with that is, as you guys read, as you're reading through a piece of literature, you usually see an image in your head when you're reading. So what does that image look like? That's what I want to see. All right, I want to see that image that your brain makes up in your head. It can be really hard if there's already some kind of image that exists for you. For example, let's use Game of Thrones. When I go through and I read Game of Thrones, I see the TV show, okay? When I go through and read Grimm Brothers' Little Mermaid, I see the Disney Little Mermaid, even though Grimm's Brothers is like way darker. Poor Ariel. So that's kind of what I want to see, okay? If you have no access whatsoever to any kind of myth, short story, tall tale, any of that stuff, like you don't have a Mother Goose book laying around, Audible, they have a bunch of online stories for free. They're also, it's Audible, so it's somebody talking to you, telling you the story. As you're doing that, close your eyes and see the story in your head, okay? Maybe that could also work if you guys are not really that into reading. I love reading. I think it's awesome, but at your age, I didn't read anything, so up to you. All right, second part of this is sketch, sketch, sketch. Thou must sketch. If you already have the software at home, wow, you're lucky. That's cool. But I want you to sketch, okay? Let's see. You need to create at least 3 sketches of your full composition. And you guys, a lot of you guys emailed me. Thank you so much. And you all had the exact same question that you asked. So I really wish I had worded this better. You guys said, okay, do I make 1 sketch of 3 different stories? Do I make 3 sketches of 3 different scenes in the same story, or the same scene, the same story, and 3 different sketches? And the answer to all 3 is yes. Sure. Why not? Okay. Whichever way you guys would like to do it. If you do 3 sketches, 1 of this story, 1 of that story, 1 of that story, you'll see which one you like the best. Okay, which one is working the most, and then you can pick whichever story. That works. If you have the same book but 3 different scenes, this scene, this scene, this scene, and you know what, these 2 are kind of garbage, I think I'm going to go with this one, then I think you have your answer. And then if you know which story you're going to do, you know which scene you're going to do, it'll help you kind of really work out how you want it shown. All right. The other thing I would like to know is, what is the story that you're doing? Write down the name of the story, write down like the text section, or even just an example like this part is about this. So I can kind of see, okay, does the story match to what the picture is, you know? All right, so describe that part of the story you're working on. This can be written on a piece of paper or in a Google Doc. You can attach it along with your assignments. I had some of you guys that did the drawing and then you had the text right above. Perfect, okay? If you didn't do it that way and you sent me the picture and then you sent me another sheet, just make sure you like number the picture so I know, okay, this one piece of writing goes with this one sheet, or maybe they were all based on the same scene, so I only need one. I hope that makes sense. All right. Da, 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 da. So next up, remember, okay? I do not want a scene that already exists. Some of you guys are incredible artists. I am so impressed by some of the sketches I've seen. And some of us, we're not that incredible. We're getting there. We're trying to figure it out. So do the best that you can. The biggest thing I'm focusing on is not like realism and the most amazing artwork I've ever seen. What I'm really looking for is if you guys understand some of the requirements. So for the scene, requirements are, okay, your scene needs to include a foreground, middle ground, and background. What this means. Foreground, it is the thing that is closest to the viewer. So in this area here, I am in the foreground, all right? I am the closest thing to the viewer. The countertop behind me, or maybe you guys can see the green couch, I'm not sure. Those are in the middle ground. And then the stuff that happens way back in the distance, that is the background. Okay, maybe you guys can see like the windows and the chairs that are way back there. So that is a way to create a depth of field with your audience to give you guys like a visual space. That is what foreground, middle ground, and background means. All right, next. It should include emphasis. Now, in graphic design land, that is a focal point, all right? In art land, we call it a focal point. In graphic design land, we call it emphasis. Same thing. In order to have a full and engaging composition, you need foreground, middle ground, background, and emphasis on something. What is the thing that we are supposed to focus on or look at first? Okay. Ways to create a focal point are right here in this PowerPoint that I sent you guys. All right. I also have a bunch of really cute designs where they used emphasis, so that focal point, and then also they all have a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. So let's go into emphasis. All right. Emphasis is just one principle of design. We have emphasis, balance and alignment, contrast, repetition, proportion, movement, and white space. So if you can imagine, we might be talking about these next. But first off is emphasis. I think it's one of the hardest ones to understand, so I did it first. All right, emphasis. If you're creating a poster or something, for example, what is the first thing that you look with or you look at within this poster? All right. It's probably going to be one of two things. It might either be the word rocks because it's using a lot of contrast, or it might be this guitar on fire. Again, contrast, because there's this darkness happening around it and then this lighter section. Let's see. Caitlin says, I'm assuming since we need a foreground, middle ground, and background, we can't exactly have a border of our piece. My sketches were inspired by Stained Glass Beauty and the Beast, so I was hoping to have stained glass. Oh my God, I love that. You totally could. You absolutely totally could. You can still totally make that work. Just imagine those bigger chunks maybe of stained glass that are supposed to be like in the foreground, and then the smaller ones in the middle ground, and then like tiny detailed ones, maybe even like grayish, purplish kind of mountains way in the back, could really be something to help you out. One of the things that actually brings up a good point, because one of the ways to create emphasis is actually using a foreground, middle ground, and background. And I'll skip over to that part. Uh-oh. It hasn't loaded everything yet because I put way too much stuff in here. Okay, so you can see this one, isolation. This girl in the pink dress, she's in the foreground. We have all of this, I don't know, grass, something that kind of makes up a middle ground. You can see like this line that kind of follows through. And then the houses and the sky are kind of way off in the background. Okay. Let's see, where is the actual, here we go. So placement. Placement is basically your foreground, your middle ground, your background. Foreground, we have this singer. She is the closest thing to us. Middle ground, we have the audience that's kind of watching her, a piece of the stage. It could even be argued some of the fatter lights. And then the background are these like kind of abstract trees where we can't really make out exactly what they are, but I'm pretty sure they're trees. So that's another way to show emphasis is by making a foreground, middle ground, and background. All right, thanks for that question. All right, so one way to show emphasis, contrast. All right, things are either lighter surrounded by things that are darker or the other way around. Contrast can also be used with color. So we notice that the one thing that is a different color stands out more. We look at that first. Isolation is another way to create an emphasis. We tend to look at the lonely thing first. Also, it helps that it's closer into our visual plane. All right. Also, we look at the thing that's separate first. When we have this kid like hitting the cranes, that's pretty cool. Let's see, isolation, we have placement that we just talked about. All right, placement, we usually look at the things that are closer to us first, and then we kind of start looking at things in the distance. Doesn't always happen. I don't know about you guys, but with this dude, the boxer here, I look at him first. That could be because of contrast, because he kind of stands out in this background that's a little lighter around him. All right, convergence is another way. This is in art world. It's called implied line. Basically, you have something within your artwork, and Caitlin, for you, it could be a really good idea to like manipulate those stained glass pieces so they almost make, they almost point to what you want the focal point to be. So that could be a really good way to use that for you. Let's see, next up. So these are other examples of convergence. This convergence is really obvious. Everything's pointing in the middle. The people are walking in the middle. Their hands are reaching to each other, okay? For these, they still use convergence, but they're a little less obvious. So I gave you this one so you guys can kind of see the arrows and how they're all pointing in. So the line of the tire is actually creating a line also with its little chevrons going up and down that point to the figure. You also have the side line of the bike that's pointing to the figure. You have her leg and her sword held on by her arm that's attaching to her. And you also have these little dots, and even this little newspaper piece is kind of pointing to her. Everything is converging. All right. With this drawing, we have this character in red. They're using him kind of in like a middle ground. They have him in red, so he's definitely creating some kind of contrast. Also, you have these ships back here and the rock and even the mountain in the far, far distance that's all making a line into him. You have the road that's making a line into him. Even the trees are kind of making a line into him. So those are also ways you can show convergence. We also have the very famous picture right here. Everyone is kind of looking at the middle figure. You have the room kind of jutting and slimming into the figure. This one kind of takes you all the way out here as you're kind of looking at this red spiral thingamajig. It's kind of carrying your eye over and back. Same with these orbs. They're taking you from the front and back. And then all the characters in this Venus de Milo are all looking at the main character, blowing at the main character. The arm is making like a movement to the main character. And even the shell that she's standing on has lines, implied lines, that kind of take your eye to the other parts of the painting that then take you back to her. Alrighty. Another way to create a focal point or emphasis is by putting something weird and wackadoo that we're not used to seeing in that kind of situation. That stands out. Now, for some of your stories, that probably works really well. For some of them, it might be like a little too weird. So I don't know. If the opportunity arises, definitely go for it. So these are some other examples of the unusual, things that we are not used to seeing, things that kind of go from what you expect to see and turning that. All right, some of the more successful works use more than one of these techniques. You might end up using more than one of the techniques, not even being aware of the fact that you're using them. So that is what's going on. Take some time today. If you feel like, woo, I was way off base, or I was pretty good, I just need a background, I just need this, go ahead and edit it. And if you need more time, please take it. Like I was saying to the second years, we might be able to have Illustrator soon. I'm meeting with our tech guy tomorrow morning, and we'll find out if we have it or not, or how long we'll have to wait. So I'll be posting another assignment on Wednesday for you guys. So pretend like this is your weekend where you don't have any work that you need to do, okay? Ooh, one last thing. We only have 2 minutes left. But I also, for like the first time ever, left a rubric here for you. And that's basically just because I'm kind of not here to help you as much as I would like. So these are kind of things what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 2 different things. I'm looking for foreground, middle ground, and background with your sketches. I'm also looking for visual storytelling. All right. Can I tell what this story is about, what this piece of this scene is about, without needing the words you provided me with? Okay. So absolutely excellent, amazing. It's perfect for foreground, middle ground, background. Student has all 3 grounds. We have a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. The composition is highly developed. Oh, it's gorgeous. What that means is the artist really managed to create emphasis. They have a nice composition that makes me want to look all the way around. It's a gorgeous piece of artwork. Okay. It is also highly developed. And the artist has shown an entire scene with great detail. Okay. Visual storytelling. Also, there's a whole bunch of other examples too, like it's getting there, it's okay, do you need my help, and where is it, I just don't see it. So you can go ahead and read through those and kind of see where you might lay on the scale. Visual storytelling. An excellent piece of visual storytelling would be all 3 sketches. Notice how it says all 3. If you don't have all 3, there's no way you're getting into this box. They relay fantastic visual information that tells a story to the viewer. Words and backstory are not needed in order to understand what is happening in these visual moments. Sketches are well done and interesting to view. Okay? I also have it's getting there, it's okay, do you need some help, and where is it because I just can't see it. Sounds good? All right, guys. I miss you incredibly much. I'm sad that we can't be there with each other, and really, really happy to that you guys decided to kind of tune in and watch and spend some time with me. It was really, really nice to see your comments on my email, to know I'm not alone and talking to myself again. I miss you guys so much. I hope you're staying happy. I hope you're staying healthy. I hope there's something that you found that you get to entertain yourself with and have a good time. For me, it's artwork, and for you, I hope it's something fun and interesting. I will write something in Google Classroom on Wednesday to let you know what's going on. If you guys like this live stream, I'll do another one maybe next Monday if that worked for you. Leave something in my email to let me know if that is something you would like to see. Maybe Monday didn't work for you. Maybe you'd prefer Wednesday. Let me know. Okay? Well, I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're staying healthy and happy. I hope you're staying home. And I hope you have everything that you need and more. All right? Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming, for being a part of this. I miss you so much. I love you. Bye.